Hello, beautiful people. My name is Kristen. Thank you for stopping by my channel today. I am doing a book tag. I was tagged from the original tag that this was created by my friends AJ Dunn at AJ Dunn Reads and Writes and Jolene at Bookworm Adventure Girl. And I will leave their channels linked below for you. You can check them out. They are both wonderful review book stories, and one thing that they have been doing lately is comparing books and pairing up books, and they came up with this idea to have a book tag, the Think Twice. So I have my notes here to prompt me because it's a few, so let's get started. Twins. So my book that is about twins, I picked one that I think nobody else will talk about. This was sent to me by the author Diana Lockwood. It is a memoir. She is a twin. Both her and her twin sister suffer from like some eating disorders and some mental challenging struggles of anxiety, those kind of things in life, which I think a lot of us do. So even if you're not diagnosed clinically, I think everybody can kind of relate to these struggles. And so her sister did not make it. She took her life, and this is her memoir of dealing with it and processing it, and it's just very raw and beautiful. And if you know somebody who's going through that, this could be something that might make them feel less alone or some comfort in that situation. That is such a struggle in today's day and age. Mirror image cover. So I am going to go with a book I actually do not own, but I want to own. It's kind of on my wish list, and that is This Is How You Lose the Time Wars. I love this cover. I loved it the second I saw it, and then when it's like time travel and kind of this blue-red matrix kind of sci-fi-ish. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I don't think it's up everybody's alley, but I think this one would be up my alley. So great cover too. Two covers that are similar but different authors. So I just started looking at my books, and what do you think about this? We got Dr. Dolittle. This is Hugh Lofton. And then Perestroika in Paris. Perestroika. I'm terrible at foreign names, y'all. In Paris, Jane Smiley. Both of these have talking animals, though. So they have kind of a similar theme because there's not a whole ton of books about that. Well, maybe there are. But these are the two that I own. So we're going to go with that. A retelling of a story. So I am actually going to go with one that I don't currently own, but I have read, and this also wasn't quite for me. It's And I Darken. It is a retelling of what if the historical character Vlad Dracula was actually a female. So it's kind of and it's a fantasy retelling, and so it's like that Vlad the Impaler badass warrior chick kind of thing, but there's vampire themes, fantasy lore. I was trying to find some new fantasy to get into. I liked it. It was a solid 3-star for me, but I didn't love it. But I'm still struggling for like that perfect kind of gothic vampire werewolf kind of story. I think I do appreciate it, but I just haven't stumbled upon the right one for me yet. If you have one to suggest, please leave that in the comments below. And if you like that, I do suggest you looking into this series. A character that has like double role, kind of a dual character. I chose The Wives, Taryn Fisher. Just read this. The narrator is unreliable, and you're trying to figure out exactly what's truth and what's not. Duology. I thought I had this, and then I just kept on timing out that the ones I thought were duologies actually are not. They're series, at least a trilogy. And so I'm just going to pass because I want to recommend something good if I'm going to recommend it. Yeah, we're just going to pass on duologies. If I gotta find my duology. and 2 timelines. I have tons of books that I adore with double timelines. It is one of my favorite trope, one of my favorite bookish themes. I'm going to go with one of my all-time favorites, The Address by Fiona Davis. I love this. This is like 1883 and then 1884 and 1984. So 100 years apart. It is a New York apartment complex, and it has lots of kind of murder, and goes into even where she gets in wrongfully prisoned one of the characters, and it's just a good adventure story. It's not time travel, but it has the dual timelines, and I just really love Fiona Davis. It's not in-depth heavy reading, but it's intriguing reading. The last 2 5-star books I read would be Hamlet by Maggie O'Farrell. Love this. It's not a retelling either, but it is based off of the true life of William Shakespeare, talking about the real tragedy of loss of his son, and consequently writing the play Hamlet. Beautiful writing, 5-star book. We'll talk a little bit more about that in my bookend reviews, as well as The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead, a tragic, also based on historical reality of a boys' school that was very corrupt, very abusive, very horrific for those dealing with it, and a story of friendship and struggle throughout that, with some redemption. A book that's been made into a film 2 or more times, I'm going to go with Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. So love every film made, love the book. One of the only books that I've probably read more than 2 or 3 times. You can't go wrong with little comfort feel good reads. 2 or more authors. I'd be The Unhoneymooners. Just read Christina Lauren for the first time. It's 2 authors with 1 name. Haven't read anything else by them, but they've got a lot of popular books out there. 2 books that would pair well. So going back to what AJ and Jolene were doing. And so the first thing that I thought of was, I am currently just finished The Travels of Marco Polo. This, actually, they're not sure even who the original author was, but it is basically like it's almost been likened to a travel log, memoir, nonfiction book, and that is quite how it reads. It reads like it's talking to you, the audience, like, let me tell you about this place. This is what you need to know when you go to this region. And what's fascinating is, for as old as this book is, I'll have to put the year approximately anyway that it came out, because for as old as that is, many of the things they're talking about are things that are still true about those regions and those areas and those people today. There is a lot of war stories. There is a lot of cute little personal stories. There is a lot of myth, and a lot of this is what the people believe, and these are the practices, and they're so varied and so intense. And I will probably repeat that on my month-end reviews, but I think when you read it, it would pair well to pair with another fiction book that actually has action, because I needed to kind of put this one down and kind of absorb what I was reading, because it shoots information at you and it's just like a lot of interesting facts, but it's at times could feel a little to me as if I'm studying a textbook. So pairing it with another adventure travel book, this is the second in the Wheel of Time, and this is a great adventure with a lot of action and just going to different locations and all that. So actually, and this is a pretty chunker book too. So actually, if I broke this up with some of this would be a great pairing. So if you're gonna, I totally do recommend this book, but I think I do recommend pairing it with another book. So it's the perfect answer for this. I am going to tag Gloria Z. Thompson, and I'm going to tag Heather at Reading with a Vengeance, and I am going to tag Jillian at Novel Opinions to do this tag. So if you would like to do the Think Twice tag, feel free. If you have read any of these books or have answers to if I should read any of these books or what I should read next, please leave me a comment below. I would love to have that discussion and dialogue and input. So I appreciate you stopping by, taking time to watch. Y'all have an awesome day. Take care. Happy reading.